Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mix, episode number 3 of our Pentagon challenge. If you're starting at this episode, that's weird. I want to know why you want to do that and drop that in the comment section below for me. But if you haven't checked out the last two, go and have a look because it started pretty fantastically. Had a little bit of a sad ending to the last episode, but that's fine. That's just personal opinion. I'm sure you guys loved it from entertainment value. But because of that, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to get through today. We've got a new club. We've pretty much played a full season with some silverware on the line today, and we're going to check in and see what things are going on in the job centre and everything as well. So let's not waste too much time. Let's jump straight in and see how we've gone. So first and foremost, I have to introduce you guys to the new club, Hu Gang United. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. They play in the Singaporean S League, so we are in a top tier competition in a certain nation, and we're in Singapore. So if you aren't familiar with the map, Malaysia's up here where we were last time out. Singapore is just beneath it. So we haven't moved too far geographically. We're still in that area. We're still at relatively low reputation competitions. That's just where we're at. But having said that, we have done fantastically well in that competition, winning as champions throughout the course of this season. 24 games played, 19 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, plus 34 goal difference, and 60 points for the season. A new record for Hu Gang United, their first title in their history. 21 points clear of second place Balestier. LC Sailors, you may be wondering, I think they're the biggest team usually in Singapore. They had a really poor year this year. DPMM were the champions last year. They had a late rally to get back up into the top 3 spots. And I think the preseason prediction is that, we should have finished top 4-ish roughly when I took over and when I came in from there. So if you look at kind of the season preview that's grown over time, we still only have one player in that Media Dream 11. We're still only up to $5 odds to win the league, which is weird considering that we have won the league. And to be honest with Singapore, some strange rules. So we had when we started, we had 5 foreigners in the squad itself. You can only play 3 on a match day. So 2 foreigners miss out each and every week. And usually those guys are on pretty decent cash. You can see here we're set to the Singaporean currency, the Singapore dollar, which is nice and easy for me. So picking those 3 week to week was a little bit interesting. We've got 2 Japanese players that are probably the key ones. Yamazaki, the central defender, and Tomoyuki Doi, who has been our leading scorer this season. If you're going to have a look at the display, you can see their quality is far above most of the rest of the division. Interestingly, we've got Fike Bolkiah, who some of you may recognise. He was previously at Leicester way back in the day. He's actually the richest footballer in the world somehow. He's the son or the nephew of the Sultan of Brunei or something like that. But we picked him up on loan. He's got decent physical traits. He's done quite well for us this season as well. You can see his current and potential ability through the roof. Maritimo are willing to let him go on a free as well. He's not valued that highly, but he won't sign contract terms with us despite getting really his first minutes as a footballer for us, as a senior footballer, and then also winning our first title as a key part on that left-hand side. We'll see if we can get him to hang around. That would be nice. His loan contract is up, as is his contract in Portugal, so I wouldn't expect to see him hanging around there too much longer. We do have a chance to make it a double, though, in today's episode. The Singapore Cup is the other competition that we are in a part of. We are going to play LC Sailors, who, as I mentioned, were probably the biggest team prior to our arrival into Singaporean football. Could be interesting. You know what happens when we reload up the game and jump back into matches. Anything can happen, but we have had a good record against them so far this season. And then at the end, after we've gone through, we're going to have a look at the job centre again. I know I'm probably risking fate in that respect, but I think there are 3 countries we really want to be looking at. Australia is one. Melbourne City would be the dream there. I don't know if I'd take any other A-League jobs. The K-League, even the second division in South Korea would be fantastic. And China, of course, as well. Even the second division there would be great because those, I think, are the 2 nations that have the most competitive outfits each season in terms of available leagues for the Champions League seasons. And that's what we want to be aspiring to. As much as I'm enjoying these saves in lower divisions, we're not quite at the level that we need to be going after Champions League. So maybe I need to drop down a division in those higher countries, get promoted into it, and then leapfrog my way to jobs further up the division and the tree with that, which is a bit different to what we've done previously in our series on the channel. You can see here, reputation at the moment, currently just 15%. So that's the part that we need to keep building. It started at 0 to be 15% 2 years in. Fantastic stuff. But I think we really need to be getting up to 30, 40, 50% before Champions League potentially winning sides are going to really be looking at us. So we might as well try and aim to get to the nearest country first. But while we're here, we'll have a look at our notable milestones. You can see Huddersfield United manager, Premier League champions in Malaysia, promoted to the top division. They didn't do particularly well in the top division. You can see they've gone back down. A lot of the team that we had has been torn apart. Sacked as manager of Felder United, hired by Hu Gang not long after, and Singaporean League champions in October 2022. The years are absolutely flying by, but let's not waste too much more time. Let's get you guys some football action. Let's jump forward and have a look at the lineups for the Cup final. So looking at this screen here, this kind of sums up how the season goes. So we've got our 3 foreigners out there, Bolkier, Doi, and Yamazaki. But what that has done is effectively left this one, Zarkabaliev, who has not played much this season, to be fair, and is on the transfer list, out of the squad entirely. I'm not going to risk it with Lionel Tan at central defence because he's got a knock and an injury, which means we're a little bit light in that central defensive area. I don't want to lose a player there. But that might mean that I have to leave Bulkier out, which is going to be tricky because I just kind of said to you guys that he's been excellent for us this season. I don't know how happy he's going to be, but we'll see how that goes. And I'll get Tan on the bench as well. So that should allow us with those 3 foreigners in the starting lineup, and then also rules around getting 2 under 21 players in the starting lineup at all times. That's a challenging one. It means we can drop Noor out. We can put Shahran, who's a player that we picked up throughout the course of the season, in there as well. Hopefully this means that we can carry a pretty consistent lineup into the final itself. And really, I just want to get a good result. I would love to get a double after having an excellent season. We're just going to say, pointing the finger so assertively, special day for the supporters. Go out there, make them happy. Only one guy seems motivated, Siafik. We will see if that carries on to the rest of the team. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 as well. It could be the battle of the 2 pressing styles here at the moment. And, 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, it's not the most imaginative in the world, but at the moment we're just really focusing on getting our reputation up in a lot of these lower division nations. And then we will start getting like some of our own cultivated styles out there and ready to go. Wide free kick here, Vestering, the left back to take it, pinballs around, and it's Shah Shahrahan, who we just dropped into the starting lineup in that last little tactical change there that gets the go-ahead goal for us. It's a good ball in. It actually, I think, clips one of their defenders, Roslan there, and then Shahrahan really just has to get it on target from about 6 yards out. But a good start. We are ahead. There is another, I think, third place game taking place at the moment. Niigata Unicorn, who are actually, I think, a Japanese side playing in Singapore, and Balestier playing in the other match. We're going to say demand more, and we're going to see how that team responds. But so far, match ratings look good. There's a couple of conditions that we're going to keep an eye on. But as we get into first half injury time and now half time, everything looking good so far. 12 shots, 6 on target, 1.33 XG, and 55% possession for Hugong. I'm going to pump my fist and I'm going to say you've got one hand on the cup and everyone seems motivated, which is good. And as we so often do, we are going to look forward to about the hour mark before we make any changes. I'm not going to worry about match rating. I'm just going to go on condition. Good ball in there from Vestering again, wide area, but the keeper does well to come out and claim. Could go the other way here. Marla with a good header. Ramil wins it back, but he's a long way from goal. McCoy chasing him across, which is good. Wins it back in a good area, forces the error. Reverse pass here. Good pass to Siafik. Now Doi, our leading scorer, he's just clipped the crossbar and it goes out for the goal kick. But good little interplay there at the edge of the area. Good corner. It's cleared away though. Doi does very well as the pressing forward to win it back. Vestering tries the crossfield switch to McCoy, but it wasn't quite there. Siafik will go and press the keeper. No urgency really from LC Sailors here to try and get the ball forward. They've gone long. Applin should get there first. Applin is a centre back. He's playing at right back at the moment because our usual right back is injured. Vestering, good deep ball towards Doi. Flick on header again, just beyond the far post. I think it had the keeper beaten had it been on target. We are at 60 minutes though. We're going to hit pause. We're going to drop off. We're going to go to our cautious mentality, drop the intensity a little bit for the last 30 minutes. Just invite them out a little bit and hopefully get them on the counter. You can see here, condition is the bit that we're going to focus on. So Vestering will come off for Sajjad. It does mean I need to get another central midfielder out there as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to change either of these 2 fullbacks, which is a tough one because we just don't have any other under 21 players that can come on the pitch, which is a challenge, but we're up to the challenge. We will get that sorted. And then the last one we might just do by match rating then. Marla's on a yellow card, which we need to be wary of. So we'll bring on Noor at the base of midfield. It's that ball-winning midfielder. I don't want to go down to 10. I'm just going to tell them I've got faith in them. They all seem motivated, which is fantastic. Whatever they've done in the most recent patch, probably with that winter transfer update, to get those halftime team talks or those sub-team talks working is absolutely fantastic because I couldn't get any of them out of the St. Pauli save. And time's clicking away. That's what this formation is designed to do, or what this tactic based on possession is designed to do. Just kill off time. And with 10 minutes remaining, I've thrown Demand More shout out there. 1-0 win, not the most interesting in the world, but you guys will at least get to see us lift a trophy. 92nd minute, we have actually won the game 1-0, so not the most exciting, but still, I will take the double. That is fantastic, and we'll see how that impacts our reputation as well. And you can see here, we're well on top statistically speaking, well on top as far as the XG is concerned. Player ratings, quite good across the park. Shahran, with his match-winning goal, gets the Player of the Match award. I'm going to say congratulations, great performance, and they all respond positively, which is fantastic to see. And we've got some achievements, Do the Double and Cup Glory, both appearing for the first time on the channel. So Hugang lift the Singapore Cup. Hugang do the double, which is fantastic. They get 100k, which is handy for the finances, which aren't great. The club was taken over at the start of the season. I enter the Singapore Hall of Fame, which is nice. I'm already up into 8th spot with that. I actually wouldn't need to do too much to get to the top of that list. Fantastic to see. We'll give Shahran a bit of praise, and then we're going to jump back in and have a look at how that's impacted me. Still at 15%, but that's fine. Maybe that recalculates at the end of a season and it'll go up quite a bit. We are also going to go and have a look at the job centre, just out of curiosity. Job opportunities out of there. Madura United in Indonesian League 1. They've got a sweet logo. Is their team any good though? That would be the challenge. It's not bad. It's massive. It's a huge squad, but I don't know if we're really that interested in that one. Would we want to do that, or would we want to do Hugang as another season? I would want to go to Beijing. That would be a fantastic one. Beijing, Sonobo, Guan. They'd have a fair bit of cash and some decent players in there as well. Fernando, the Brazilian, looks to be the pick of the bunch. 17 free kick taking. He'd be on every set piece. Jonathan Vieira in there as well. Spaniard, who was previously at Las Palmas and a few other places, Valencia. They'd have a talented roster. Now, is it worth risking it though? We are going to hit it. Why not? Let's just go apply for a job. Have I been sacked? No, I haven't been. So that, I think, is an improvement. Let's just apply for the Beijing job at the moment. Potentially, when you guys jump back in the next episode, we may have an update on that. Actually, you know what? Let's pivot. Let's change. Let's jump forward a little bit and see if we can't get ourselves an interview to show you guys that portion. Oh, here we go. End of season review. I haven't actually done one of these on the channel before, which is excellent to see. New arrivals, there were a bunch of guys that we picked up throughout the course of history, most of them coming from free transfers or on free transfers. Shahran, the only one that we paid cash for, and it was not long after the takeover that allowed us to do that. A- for the season, I don't know how much better we could have done, and B+ for the League Cup campaign, which is excellent. Tomoyoki Doi, leading scorer in both competitions. Biggest win in the Singapore Cup, 8-0 against Tanjong Pagar, an excellent victory there, I think at the quarterfinal stage. Premier League match of the season, Tampines beating them 4-1 away from home, excellent stuff there. And goal of the season goes to Doi from dribbling inside his own half against LC Sailors early on in the year. How are we lined up? They've put it in a 3-5-2. We never once lined up in a 3-5-2, so that's a very interesting one. And they've given Fabian Kwok, who I sold immediately as soon as I started, a bit of a run out. Charlie Matchell they've kept in there. We sold him when we started. He was brilliant, but we just couldn't afford to keep him, and he wouldn't sign a new contract. So a very interesting style that they've gone with. Very different to what we actually did. Okay, and they've offered me... When's my contract up? My contract's up at the end of next season, so we can just accept the current vision. That's fine. All right, this is interesting. Hugang United have offered me a new contract. 800 a week over 2 years. Play defensively solid football, high-tempo pressing football. I'm going to walk away from it for the moment. We're just going to see what that actually does. Some of this stuff I'm just testing out for you guys just to see what happens. How upset is the board going to get with me if I don't sign a new contract? And as we look at the job centre, the Madura United job is still open now. Is that season finished? It's not. They've actually got a little bit longer to go, which I don't love the idea of. Maybe we'll apply for that job, but then say we could only start it at the start of new season. We'll see how we go. I'm going to apply for it anyway. Let's just put that in. It's been unsuccessful, so they must have found someone. That's fine. All right, so jumping forward, it has been a couple of weeks. We haven't heard back from Beijing yet, but a first division job in China has just come up, which is for Taiziao Yuanda. We're going to try and apply for that one as well, just to see how we go. They finished in 4th position in the 2nd division, so that's not too bad. Like, we could deal with that, and we could take a squad that's finished that high, and I think get them up into the top flight relatively quickly, which would be nice and interesting. We'll see how that one comes back. Okay, so our Beijing application was unsuccessful. They didn't shortlist us. They said that we would have been an acceptable fit for the club's vision, mainly as a result towards a commitment towards a possession-based game. Okay, so I guess that's progress. Usually it would just get turned down for no reason whatsoever. All right, jumping forward, we haven't made the shortlist for that other job in China, which makes me think maybe we have to do another year in Malaysia or potentially Singapore, where we are at the moment. The only other one that's potentially available would be Wuhan, which we can apply for. But these other Indonesian jobs feel like a step sideways instead of a step up, because we've got Champions League football that's going to come by way of us winning the championship, this season. So I think maybe we do another year in Singapore with this side. You guys haven't actually seen much of Hugang either. We do have a lot of work to get through. So we're just going to quickly see if this Wuhan job comes through. If not, we will do another season in Singapore. All right, slight change of plans because 2 more national first division jobs in China have come up. So I've applied for them. We're just going to see. If I don't get any of these, then yeah, we will just continue off in Singapore. But I kind of want to get to China because I think that's just going to help us get further in the Champions League. All All right, so I didn't get the Wuhan job or the Hebei Ole Elite job either. The Shenyang Urban job is the last one potentially available for us. All right, so one more twist to the tail, and I promise this is the last one. Melbourne City jobs come up, and I'm going to declare my interest in it as well, which is a dangerous move to be doing. I'm going to tell the press I'm very much interested. This could piss off the board, and I still haven't signed a new contract, which is no doubt going to upset them. But that's just kind of one of those jobs where if it comes up naturally, I'm probably going to go after it. Even though they're probably not going to win the Champions League, it would still be fun to manage my hometown team. Okay, the Melbourne City fans have laughed off the interest, and considering half, I know most of them on soccer Twitter, that doesn't surprise me in any way. All right, so we've been turned down for all of those jobs, which is crazy. But I guess that just means we've kind of got to do a bit of a longer stint in these lower divisions, like Singapore, like Malaysia, like Indonesia potentially as well. But what I think we're going to do is we're definitely going to focus on doing this upcoming season, getting through our Asian Champions League group. I think that's going to be incredibly important. The expectation is to reach the second preliminary round, which I think means we have to win one playoff during the qualification stages. We've also got a Community Shield, we've got the Premier League, we've got a Cup to defend. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do in Singapore, which will hopefully make it interesting for you guys. But bit of a rambling episode. Thank you everyone for watching and sticking with us. If you do want to help continue supporting this channel, you can drop a like on this video. It helps us get higher in YouTube search results when people look for Football Manager content. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos over the coming weeks. Now, we've done 3 videos this week. It won't be 3 videos every week. It'll be mostly 2 a week, but we will try and keep you guys up to date with the schedule as soon as we get through these seasons and through these years. But very excited with how it's going so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it well. And more than anything, I just appreciate you all watching. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.